Never heard this song before.
It was released with one of her solo albums not too long ago.
is like green apple turning into red.
So a immature apple, one that's still growing.
We're still growing.
Yes, ma'am.
Mentally.
Yes, ma'am.
I need to grow up.
Yes, ma'am. Anyways, moving on. From Tunisia, we have a message.
Oh, Scarlett Demo, do you still bite your nails? Remember? I remember you from 2 weeks ago. But all right, this is another story of hers. Next year is my last year in high school, and I should choose something to study after that. I want to do something related to arts. I want to go to the art university. What specifically? I wanted that since I was a child, but I'm studying science. Wow. So my parents expect me to study maths or medicine later in college to become a doctor or engineer, etc., etc. I really don't know what I should do. Should I just follow my dreams? How can I make my parents approve that? I really want to do something I like, not something my parents like. Thank you. All right. Ugly truth. Here we go. Do both. You can do both.
How?
I did both.
How?
No, like math and medicine, because one of my students had exactly the same problem.
Okay.
And she was, it's like same thing, like literally like same.
Okay.
Like her parents want her to become a medicine
an herbal doctor.
Yeah, or a doctor.
Mm-hmm.
But she wanted to become a singer. So she was in my class. I taught her.
Mm-hmm.
And she was having a hard time. And I understood, but my parents never pushed me.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, because I was like very like in the art industry since I was like very little, when I grew up, I wanted to study. So there's like point that you wanted to study, and if you study like school, like medicine or the you know the like math, you go to school, you study math or whatever. But in the other time when you come back from school, then do what you like a drawing. I don't know what kind of art specifically, but she said arts. If you wanna dance, go to dance studio. Or if you want to become an artist, then draw something.
Well, yeah, I feel that Stephanie's on the right track. We talked a little bit about this, I feel, when we were doing What's on Your Mind.
Right. We had the same situation.
Yeah, we had a very similar situation. A lot of Asian families do have this pressure of getting their children into the medical field just so that they can have a steady job, a steady income. And I know that a lot of Asian kids don't like to do that.
What's math? It's science.
I mean, even now, I hated science in school, but these days, as I've become a host, and you read news, you read new discoveries each day on just regular news captions, and then you kind of get curious as to how that works. The chemistry behind it.
Really get Asian time.
Yeah, it's like, oh, wow, cool. And there's a lot of different things that we get fascinated with, like you said, at different times in our lives. And I knew that I wanted to be on stage when I was younger, so I had the support of my family. So thank goodness I was able to come to Korea to pursue that. I don't regret not being able to have a steady 4-year high school diploma.
Well, I didn't do that either because I didn't have the time.
Exactly. And then to have a 4-year college degree, I didn't graduate college yet. It's nothing to be proud of, but then again, it's nothing to be ashamed of either.
And you're loving your job.
Exactly.
So yes, you have to do both, because I know like at one point, like studying school and also doing the other, art thingy in other time, you have to make your schedule busy. So you can do both.
Well, I do know, we talked a little bit about this before as well. You might find that you can inquire your math and science degrees with the arts degrees that you have and become a therapist in that genre.
Right.
Or
exactly, you can mismatch.
You can mix and match and combine both of them at the same time.
Oh, yes.
So our brains, apparently we don't use 90% of our brains before we die. So obviously our brains are capable of supporting your passion. So
or information,
or
all
information.
the things. Yeah.
So you
Like
can
the data.
balance it out. Maybe you can do this one semester. So go into a major of whatever you are, a math major or even a medicine major. Start enrolling in classes. 1 year, do classes specifically for your major. 1 year or even one semester, do classes specifically for your major. The other semester, do your extracurricular credits with arts, with what
Right.
kind of arts you want to. Balance it out semester-wise. Even if you go to school a
Exactly.
lot longer, you'll be able to create your credits that you want in both. So you're still a major in something, but minor in something else.
Right.
So,
But just don't think that because the last line is like, I don't want to do something my parents like. But seriously, really, you have to grow up. Seriously, like me, I will love to have. I will love my parent who can kind of push me, because me, because I've been living by myself since I was 16. I wanted to follow my dream and I approached it and I did it, but now I'm trying to find to go back into school and do whatever. But now I think you're young enough. I think you have a lot of chance. So prove your parents and they will follow. They will be cheerful for your dreams after that.
yeah, I mean, right now...
But you have to build your skills.
True. Right now, I tried to do what Stephanie did and go back to school, and I found that for me, it's a lot harder. The reason is because the school system here is not really built around a working schedule.
Yeah.
For me to have a working schedule that is not concrete. Yes, my radio show is concrete, but not the entire schedule. I mean, I have shows every once in a while. I have to go do performances, and with that, to balance a schedule, a school schedule that is concrete, that classes from 12 to 2, 10 to 11, you know, those kinds of things. It was very hard for me to work around that.
And especially Korea is like a very strict culture. We have a very, very strict culture. So school comes first. Education comes first. This country is like, oh my gosh.
Yes, it's totally school oriented. And so for me, it was hard to balance work and school at the same time because I was an undergrad. If I was a graduate student, it would probably be a lot different because obviously 99% of grad students are workers. They're working.
But even you graduate, but as long as that country has a lot of job space, then that's fine. But in Korea, it became a
small
big,
space,
big problem.
It's a very big problem.
Like
at the
even
moment.
you graduate from the medical school, but you don't get a job.
Because there's so many kids out there that have graduated.
Yeah, so it's good that you have something to
fall
do.
back on. So, I mean, and you never know. After about a year of balancing both segments,
Yeah, and you will never know.
you might not know. You might figure out, hey, I don't like both of them. I want to do something else.
Then move on.
I know that a lot of society says that we need to figure out what we're going to do in college, major in that to get ready for after college. But in my opinion, college is still a safe barrier for everybody to make mistakes.
To open another door.
Exactly. Start a major. Let's say you want to do an arts major. Be an arts major.
Seriously.
Then change your major. And then change another major. I feel that college is a place where if you don't already have a job, if you don't know where you're going to go in life, it is another gated real life scenario of what you could do without having to suffer all of the consequences.
Like, remember that it was like an old story. It was from What's Her Name on Your Mind, but there was a listener that was worried about choosing the major because she has no idea what she wanted to do. But this case, it's much easier because but our conclusion was the same. So try everything and do what you like because I'm sure that there's something that it fits you.
Exactly. And also, I want to encourage to our listeners, part-time jobs, try everything.
To get experience.
Exactly. You know, bus tables at a restaurant, work at a bar if you're of age. Maybe go to an amusement park and be under a character all day long. Anything. The experience is going to help you figure out what you want.
Learning.
There was a show. It's based in the States, and it's talking about it's how the CEOs of big chain companies, franchises, they go undercover.
I know the undercover boss. Or something
Undercover
like that.
boss. There we go. There was one on a franchise in the U.S. that's very big. It's very casual Mexican food, but it's surprisingly enough owned by a Korean.
Oh.
And he went to a couple of his franchises to see how everything was going. And there was one franchise that he was moved by the manager of the store so much that
So he was doing his job?
it was not just his job, but the manager of that particular franchise was so passionate about his work. So he was a Mexican.
He was loving his.
Yeah, he was a Mexican immigrant. He was the only person in his family that could work, and he worked from the bottom up. So he worked as just a part-time jobber. Then he worked his way up to manager. He never knew what he wanted to do. He didn't know what he needed to do. And after he found some time, he went to community college to study to be a better manager, because he fell in love with the restaurant itself. He fell in love with the restaurant that he was working
and he was
at.
Passionate.
And he was passionate about it. And he was telling the story to the CEO that was under disguise. And the CEO was so moved by that particular story, he gave him a franchise.
Oh, wow.
So he gave him
the whole thing.
The entire that is his own franchise now. So that store is now his.
That's crazy.
So you never know. I mean, for our listener,
can I go work?
For our listener now, you never know. Like the part-time jobs that you have, go work at a restaurant or anywhere you go. You never know. You might fall in love with the restaurant business, and you might want to think of new items on the menu, how to bring new people into the restaurant. So many things can help you build up. So try and figure out just even part-time jobs that you would love to be a part of.
Oh yes. Yes. That's the
Best way to go.
Best way to go, and don't bite your nails.
Yeah. All right. Well, we've got history with their debut single, Dreamer. We're going to take a listen to this, and we've got some more stories for you guys after this on Ugly Truth.
Okay.
All right, we're back. We got Stephanie in the studio. Today we're looking at our last Ugly Truth for the day. Another very Asian type of story. Very Asian culture-based story.
But this is from Singapore.
Yes.
Yeah, Barbara. I got proposed a few days ago. He is 3 years older than me, and my family and his family are close. My parents introduced him to me. So, if I just decided to marry him, we can just marry. But I don't think I love him. It's not that I don't like him, but I feel like it's not love. What should I do in this kind of situation? Should I just marry this guy since both side parents like us being together? Or should I just decline this proposal? I don't even have a man that I like at this moment. So there's no reason to say no to this proposition. What should I do? Okay. The ugly truth. It's kind of hard to like judge or say something, but I think you're very insecure about and not sure about this man.
Well, I mean, I don't think it's about insecurity. I would be very enraged. I would be upset. I'd be throwing things by now.
Because you know exactly what you want.
No.
But she's kind of...
No, I wouldn't be. No. I'm not mad at the proposal. I'll be mad at my parents.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Because you know that that you don't want that.
Well, I mean,
she's saying that she's not sure that this is love, but it's not like she's not liking him. So she doesn't know. She doesn't know how to decide. But if you're not sure, marriage, I don't think it's a joke. So. Yes, like if you were Ida or my has a personality, then we'll find our love.
Well, I'm very against parents matching people up.
But that was like long
Obviously,
time ago. But
this is a long time
I know,
ago.
this is
is happening now. I mean, even in Korea, there's a thing called 선 보러 간다. It means 선 is a blind date arranged by parents, and it is distinctly for the reason of marriage. So what it is let me clear this up for you guys. Son in Korean pretty much means that your mom, your family, and then somebody else asked their friend, hey, do you have a son or a daughter around my kid's age? Where did they go to school? How tall are they?
And there's like an internet site, and it's like the company that
there's even companies that matchmake people
like go
here
to
in Korea.
eharmony.com or something like that.
Have you been there? Do you want to get married?
Me, no, I found my man.
Okay.
Find my,
But anyways,
hopefully.
I am really against this type of setups. I don't know why. The reason is because, okay, parents-wise, yes, I know that parents know best, but it's my life.
Okay. Why are you looking at me?
I'm looking for your opinion. But
I have my own opinion, and go ahead. I'll do it after you.
For me, if you say that, okay, so if you've been dating this guy, you like him, but you're not sure if you love him. I'm also against marriage at a certain age these days. I really don't know why people or society is telling the world or kids these days, you're too old to get married if you're 35. 35 and single, you're too old.
Oh my goodness.
Or if you're
sad.
a woman,
If
you're a woman, you're past the age of 35 and you're not having kids, it's dangerous. I mean,
no.
I know that they're trying to increase it so that people are having more kids so that the population can continue. But then again, why? I mean, natural selection. I'm not a big science buff, and I'm not, into
but what you said is
evolution or
exactly
whatever.
yeah.
But I mean, think about it. If you're not, and I know I'm going to be stepping on some people's shoes here. If you're not able to have a child, I'm against these scientific tests.
Oh, okay.
That you're making a baby outside of the womb and then shoving it back in again.
But they want kids.
I mean,
it's their life.
I know they want kids, and I'm not going to step on anybody's toes. I know, because this is a very big political issue. I don't want to step on anybody's toes. This is just my personal opinion. If I was chosen to not have kids, I would deal with it. I know I would be sad, but I would deal with it. I would adopt. I would find other ways
Adoption
to fill that void. If I was blessed to have kids, then I would thank that and have kids with my husband.
Yeah.
But yes, there might be an age risk. Yes, I know that there's scientific reasons why they say this kind of stuff, but it's become, especially in Asian society, my mom has started pressuring me about marriage.
Really?
Because she had me at 28, and so because I've passed that age, because I've passed the age of 28, my mom is just like,
dangerous?
No, she's just like, why aren't you getting married? You need to settle down now.
Really?
And so
it seems like she's never gonna say that.
Yeah, that's what I thought. But
oh my
it's
goodness.
true. So for me, yes, there is an insecurity here from our
Wow.
listener, but
I'm surprised.
I would say that marriage, like Stephanie said, is not all fun and games. You're going to be waking up day in and day out. I feel that people have taken this vow very lightly. Till death do us part.
Right.
You say in sickness and in health, till death do us part. And that's just become a statistic now. It's just like, yeah, I do. I love you. Bye-bye. A year later, you're divorced.
But you have a very strong your opinion. That's crazy.
Well, it's because
I'm kind of surprised you're like so upset. I'm like looking at you in the studio and you're like, blah, 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 blah.
Well, it's become something,
goodness.
I guess before, when I was younger.
But I kind of get it because you were talking about the population and the people saying like, oh, we need more people or the child or kids, but they don't really support our kids' education financially.
Exactly.
Like,
and there's so many kids
I don't want to
out
say
there.
the country, but because the education fee it's expensive. The tuition is expensive.
To raise a kid in general is so much money.
Yeah.
And if there's so many kids out there that need to be adopted, that are falling through the system, and I understand at the beginning, a few years ago, Brangelina, I really didn't get their family. I didn't get how they were just adopting so many kids.
Brangelina.
I get it now.
Now I get it.
I get it.
Of course.
I get it. And for them to choose
and her
to
mind
not,
is very conquered.
Yeah, and it's very healthy as well. And wedlock, marriage-wise, because celebrities in general, I mean, they get divorced so easily because of the media. They spark rumors about people cheating on each other when it's not true.
They kind of have to like deal with it because it's their job, not their job, but
exactly
they're in the
status.
Celebrity, the industry. So,
but I just wanted to say that at first a lot of people curse them for not being a
that's wrong.
married family, but think about it. They're more healthy as a quote non-married couple than most married couples are in this society. And so
and they're adopting and they're happy.
And there's a question what has society done to the concept of marriage? I mean, look at these. There's variety shows these days about, Bachelor, Bachelorette. They're finding people to get married to through a game.
Yeah. Through a game, and it's a TV show.
Exactly.
So that will never be successful.
But anyways.
So can I go?
Your opinion. Sorry.
All right. For me, it's very different.
Okay.
Because I agree with you. I still agree with you, but love, like spark, quotation mark, spark, doesn't go long.
Yes.
So marriage, you need like support. If you bring someone who your parents are not happy about, you will not have a happy marriage.
Obviously, there's no support system there.
So, if you are not, even you're not in love with them, why don't you just don't just decline it. Just don't decline it. Just go go on date, or, I think you need time to know him.
Well, if he's already proposed, then you have the time.
Yeah,
you
exactly. So you don't have to set the date till you are conquered. So, your parents wish their child's luck. They want you to be happy. So I think they did it for you. But if that doesn't work, you have to come up with your own opinion. But for me, decline your parents and go with your own love, and find a good person, then that's good. But spark is not the thing that
you should rely on.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
it's a reality.
Yeah, we got two different perspectives today, obviously. And with that, it's already time for us. We always have so little time, I feel, on the show because it ends so fast. But it's already time for us to say goodbye.
I think we're like rapping.
Exactly.
Or something like that.
Our last track for today is Sisters Na Hunza Alone. And thank you, Stephanie, for this for today.
Crazy.
And then we're going to see you next week.
Yes, bye.